truck would need a tow. Hi, Geo Gypsy here. Friday morning, and I get a call that says I can come in for my oil change earlier than my 11:30 appointment. So I batten down the camper, and I jump in the truck and get ready to roll. And that's what happens. But hey, no problem. I'll just get out my trusty jumper here and hook it up to the battery. And before too long, things will happen and the truck will start. Well, I actually did that. I put the jumper on the battery. It sat for at least 30 minutes. And guess what? The truck still wouldn't start. Well, I called my local repair shop and begged them to send somebody out and maybe they could give it a jump and get it going. And they did finally send somebody out when they could get a chance, but it still wouldn't start. The truck would need a tow. But being it was Friday afternoon and my repair shop would be closed for the weekend, if it was towed, and they don't do towing, then I would be in their parking lot for the weekend waiting for Monday. Well, why would I want to stay in a parking lot along a semi-busy road, only 5 miles from where I'm camped out here on the beautiful BLM desert? So I opted to stay here over the weekend. I had enjoyed some magnificent cloud shows earlier in the week. Plus I did some time-lapse because the clouds were booking all around me. There'll be a link in the description for another time-lapse video. Then I enjoyed a weekend of sunshine and desert warmth, plus the most delightful sunsets. So, you know, if you're going to be broken down someplace, it could be worse. Had to make a decision, and I think that staying here, that was a good decision. Beats the heck out of a parking lot. Yeah, so the truck won't start, and there'll be more of that story coming up, so stay tuned. In the meantime, well, enjoy this desert sunset with me. Also a great place to watch the moonrise. I do have a Roadcare assistance with Good Sam. You know, people complain about Good Sam. They also complain about AAA. It doesn't make any difference. None of them are perfect. I've had problems and I've had luck. But I kept thinking that maybe it's only 5 miles to the repair shop. That maybe if I could find somebody with a big enough truck, they could just tow the whole mess 4 wheels down. Of course, you'd have to take the drive shaft off to do that. I would not do that. Someone else would have to do that. I called several of the closest towing companies, and they all said the camper had to come off in order for them to tow the truck, and that is just not happening. This is my house. It's really hard to get on and off. It doesn't make the truck that much longer. It does seem like there's a way to tow it. So they just didn't have big enough trucks. Eventually, I got hold of a company that does have a truck big enough to take the whole unit. So I told them that I was going to call Good Sam. That's where the call would come from. They actually work with Good Sam. And sadly, I can't order the tow. I'd have to pay for it then. And I pay for the Roadcare assistance, so I'm certainly not going to pay twice if I can help it. So I then got a hold of Good Sam. I actually dreaded calling Good Sam. You know, no matter who you use for Roadcare assistance, it just seems like it's never quite right. But even though I've had to wait a long time sometimes for them to come and find me, or they get lost, or they get somebody lost. But anyway, they eventually do come through, so bear that in mind. Of course, the first question they ask is, am I safe? I'm not like sitting alongside the road in a dangerous place, which I am not. However, the person I talked to had no idea what boondocking meant. Now, I've had problems with Good Sam before in regards to them not understanding things because they don't seem to train their employees very well. At least she could find my location area on a map, so that was an improvement. The last time I think I used Good Sam, I was just leaving Grand Canyon National Park South Rim, and the woman in Georgia didn't have any idea where Grand Canyon even was. So that was a good start. But I informed her that I had already found a company that would work, that had a vehicle big enough, and of course they have to go through their list before they can, you know, do anything else. And she just couldn't seem to understand the fact that I didn't have a name of an RV park or campground that I was in, even though I gave her good coordinates. And you know what? The company that would come and get me, they know where I am, and I'll be in contact with their driver anyway. So after some time, I mean, it took some time to get it all figured out and them to enter all the information that they have to enter in their computer things. And, you know, I told her, she was very helpful and very patient. I was very thankful for that. But I did tell her that, you know, that she should put a suggestion in the box someplace at Good Sam and say, you know, we need more training. She had no idea what a slide-in truck camper was. She couldn't figure out if it was something that I towed, like a trailer or a fifth wheel or a motorhome. I mean, good grief. There's only so many different styles. You could pop up a bunch of pictures on a screen and they would know a little better. So anyway, I did get a hold of them. I had decided that I would stay where I am for the weekend. Seemed like the best place to be versus a parking lot. Because I'm scheduling this tow ahead of time, I won't get confirmation until Monday morning, so I sure hope they can all come through for me. It's a 5-mile tow. I should have no problem getting into where I am and moving the rig. And then, well, we'll take it from there. It's just life on the road. It's like any home you have or vehicle you have. You know, a breakdown is never, ever convenient. Monday morning, the first text from Good Sam indicated a tow truck would arrive from the Phoenix area in about 2 hours. But when I called the company, they didn't have a truck big enough, and neither did the second company. I lost patience and vented on Facebook with a tag for Good Sam. And within 20 minutes, I got a response followed by a private message. Before too long, a tow truck was ordered and on its 2-hour way. I talked the driver in only 1 mile from State Route 89, but that didn't work either. So ended up not towing the truck in. By lifting the front end, it would mean dragging the back end. And so the driver actually brought out his super duper jumper and jumped the battery. But now that I'm at the B&B Auto Repair, they've checked, and one of my truck batteries is, it's dead. Needs to be replaced, probably both of them. So I find myself back in camp after having to buy 2 new batteries for the truck. Not cheap when you have a big diesel truck, but at least I have batteries again. And it looks like it might be clear enough tonight to see the moon rise again, which isn't going to happen for a little while. It should come up in here somewhere. Well, I sure can't complain about the view. Glad it's a free place to camp, though. Breakdowns are bound to happen. Take a deep breath. Are you safe? Don't panic. It's probably fixable, and you will get help and be on your way eventually. Thanks for making sure I'm safe. And check out this video for where I ended up